wrist action swing versus an elbow action swing. And it's interesting because they even have some of the old artworks where you can see the paintings of the guys swinging their swords, and you can see that they actually, their hands would be in this motion, like that would be the grip.
Yeah, they actually have this really weird thing. It's called like overswing or something. I forget what it is exactly. But the idea was that they'd swing their sword, and at the last second, they'd snap their wrist forward, which created an even further fulcrum motion. And ancient records attest to this being a very effective method of getting through armor. If you could time it right at the right distance, and you did it the right way, you could slice through. You could, thin armor or just open up somebody's veins or whatever.
Yeah. So you kind of there's a whipping motion at the end.
Yeah, you do this kind of whipping motion at the end of your swing, and it does actually increase the striking power quite a bit.
And the main armor back then would have been, I believe it's called a gusset, the multiple layers of heavy cloth, and that'd be what you generally try to punch it through.
Yep. Though you could punch through poor quality leather pretty easily. Leather is actually really interesting because it runs the gamut from kind of crappy leather to really high quality boiled leather, which is actually really fucking tough. Yes. Good quality thick boiled leather is really, really hard to get through. You can stab at that at point blank range, and your sword will get stuck.
Dude, did you play hockey?
I haven't played hockey.
Be more Canadian. Then go back to your youth. and play hockey.
I shot a lot of guns when I was younger and ate a lot of hamburgers.
Sports equipment. And the old leather hockey equipment was just high quality leather armor, effectively.
Yeah.
And there ain't no way you're cutting that with anything. And it's impact resistant and it's slashing resistant.
Old leather gloves. Hockey gloves. Yeah, those were.
Yeah.
Indestructible. The leather goalie pads. The leather shin guards, if you can get back far enough.
The problem with the goalie pads is they lost their fluffiness or like their shape.
A little bit, yeah.
It ended up becoming really saggy. So yeah, but the gloves,
sad goalie.
I remember like really the equipment that survived out of my dad's gear from when he was playing when he was younger. What were his gloves? His gloves basically survived where other pieces of equipment didn't.
It's actually really funny. You look at sort of like, and even Galeth is guilty of this. He's wearing full plate armor, which is from like the high Middle Ages, essentially, is what that's replicating. And he's using a heavy steel shield, which is retarded. Because first off, steel shields, not really a thing, because you can't carry that around all day. That doesn't work. You make shields out of wood because they weren't so damn heavy.
Yeah, but look at Galeth's strength. Galeth's not an ordinary man.
That's fair. That's fair. But that's not something that you would give to people because it's just
people who wore full plate had pole arms or two-handed swords,
and they didn't wear shields
because their body is a shield. There's no point in
their body's a shield. You're wearing armor that requires. It's basically invulnerable except in a couple of special places that you need to wear the guy down and then stab him in those spots.
It's invulnerable to a wide range of non-momentum based weapons. You're still very vulnerable to anything that's going to give you an impact that's based on momentum. Hammer type blows.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Hammer and pikes. But the thing about those,
if you get whacked with a lucerne hammer or a full like pike poleaxe, you just broke your shit.
Well, so I mean, basically, like all of that combat boils down to you try to get them on the ground, and then either smash their skull in a bunch of times with a rock or a big hammer, or stab them through the face or under the arm with a misery cord or something similar than that. Because you're not going to beat them in a standing fight hand-to-hand. You're just going to wail at each other until somebody gets tired. So fatigue, stamina becomes the deciding factor in combat.
Which would be so fucking dull for a D&D fight.
Yeah, it really would be.
We tried to introduce fatigue rules in one D&D campaign. Now, it ended up being this sort of like death march to unfun.
Now, I like to think of hit points as being the abstract of fatigue.
Sure.
In that you take little hits that wear you down, and then, then they deliver the killing blow.
Eventually, you succumb and run out of steam.
But guys, are you talking about these fights that last less than 60 seconds?
Well-
irrelevant. At that point, stamina is irrelevant.
Dude, have you ever been, like, wrestling? Have you ever wrestled?
Only for 7 years.
Okay. Have you had a 1-minute wrestling match?
Yes, and if you train properly, 1 minute's not that big of a deal. What am I going to tell you?
I mean, I
This is my look of incredulity. I am incredulous. My incredulity inhibited.
No, hold on. If I was to wrestle against you, yeah, I'd have a really hard problem. But somebody my own size? Not really. It's not that big of a deal. No, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's very doable. It's very doable.
I mean, yeah, I guess like
And
MMA
these guys
fights last
fight
for
for
like
years.
10 minutes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like
But the thing
a
is,
minute is not that hard.
okay, but hold on. Because the thing is, you're not wearing armor, you're not carrying a weapon, you're not swinging a weapon. That's a pretty big difference.
No, you're talking about something else, which I
Looks
did
like Mark
for
has
another
an
5
impact
years.
his house. It's just all in
Yeah.
bins now.
Well, I spent a while learning the Codex Wallerstein style of German European swordplay with steel. I did that, and it is tiring. You can get in some hits, but it's with all the movement and the striking and the blocking, it gets pretty tiring. And there's a reason that swordplay developed into grappling, because it was easier to win if you could get your enemy on the ground and stab him in the fucking face, versus trading sword blows all day long like you're, Errol Flynn. That's not what real life is like.
It depends. So it depends what you're fighting. You would not have an entire army of guys who are just wearing full plate. You'd have different levels.
No,
So your full
right.
plate guys are against your full plate guys. Like certain units are excellent against certain other units.
Well,
They have a
exactly.
mixture.
You said your heavy
Right.
cavalry against your infantry and your.
50-year period in history where people in full plate ever went onto a battlefield because they would die from heat exhaustion before the lines crashed together.
They're not supposed to. They're not supposed to be there.
Half plate
For a long
is what
time.
you put on your knights. Half plate, only the front half. Because it was just because it's really bad armor design.
But
Everybody
also
just dies
a
from
lot of things that people don't realize is what you see in the movies, like people swinging their swords like
Suddenly
crazy,
guns.
didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Oh yeah, you don't do
That didn't
'cause
happen.
You're gonna wear
There-
yourself
there's-
out.
Yeah, there's specific techniques to actually swinging a sword, so you use maximum energy and least amount of minimum energy and maximum amount of force.
The movie Excalibur, where they're all kind of like derping around in horrible terrain and kind of fumbling all over the place in their heavy armor, was hilarious.
No, I mean, the thing is that like most of your fights end up being, if you're mounted, what you do is you ride in with your spears, your lances, you hit them hard and ride away. You don't sit there and
Yes.
fight because you get
No.
pulled off your horse and killed.
Yes.
If you're on
Yes,
foot,
Your advantage is horse and speed. You
exactly.
You stay
You get the
with
fuck
your
out of it.
advantage.
If you're on foot, you move in a line, you press up against the other guy, you fight for a little bit, you get tired, and then hopefully
you switch with the second
and you
and third
switch
line.
with the second and third lines, right? And then you
Right.
rest, and then they fight, and then you move up. You know,
keep switching.
exactly.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work.
Romans figured that out a long time ago, and they had, they developed whistles and things like that, and ordered lines and stuff to make that work. And that pretty much, they dominated the planet, and so their military technology and their military strategies spread to everybody else. But yeah, you don't just stand there wailing away forever. It's not going to work. You're going to get tired. You're going to get tired, heat exhaustion. So supposedly one of my ancestors is Henry Percy Hotspurs. He's a Earl of Northumbridge, and he's fighting the Scots, 1,000 years ago or so. And he's in a siege, and he's been fighting for a while, and so he's too warm, so he opens up his visor to cool off, and he gets shot in the face with an arrow and dies.
That sucks. That's a migraine and a half.
But the thing is that sort of thing happens all the time, right? You actually hear stories of people all the time in history. They try to cool off or whatever. They take their helmet off, they open their visor, and they get shot in the fucking face with an arrow.
Well, the other side of that is many wars and many battles were won by strategic withdrawal.
Yeah.
we're ready to fight, and you see the enemy now armors up their horses and armors up their men, and then you withdraw.
Back off. Yeah.
And then
How
they
long
start
can
to
you
take
keep
the
doing
armor
that,
off,
guys?
you advance, and you just sort of do this little tap dance of, we're threatening, we're not threatening, we're threatening.
Yeah,
It's the
it takes you longer to gear up than it does for me.
it's the feinted retreat strategy, right? So you force them back, and then you have fresh troops waiting on the flanks, hidden
Fuck is Mark.
or whatever, and have them move in and attack. I was reading
You
that.
guys are jumping all over throughout history. The rules changed all the time.
It changed frequently.
So
but if
I
we're
was
talking about full plate, it's about 75 years
Yeah,
old.
it wasn't
It's a
very
little tiny little
long.
period. It's a very little, like, this little tiny piece.
Yeah.
History where you used it in military.
yeah,
And then it was
it's-
ceremonial armor for like 200 years after that, but
Yeah,
a tiny
right.
little piece of military armor.
Well, and then basically they settle on breastplates. Breastplates and bucklers become the thing for a long fucking time.
cuirass.
Yeah, because it fucking works, right? It works really well.
Optimal.
Right, because especially in an age of guns and pikes and mass formation combat, because like they had this idea, like I think it was the Spanish that really kicked it off and made it work, was this concept of pike and shot, where you had all your pikemen stand in a big square, and on the corners you'd have groups of guys with arquebuses or early muskets. And they'd just be shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting until somebody moved in, and then they'd switch places with the pikemen. And the pikemen would stand there and stab them with the pikes until they ran away, and then they'd switch back out. The Polish.
That's why flamethrowers were involved.
The Polish did this crazy thing where they took wagons and added extra pieces of wood on the outside and put their gunners in the wagons, and then rolled the wagons down the hill towards the enemies and fired as they went. It worked really well, actually. It was amazing because they had cover that moved. Everyone else is like, what the fuck?
Where the fuck is Mark?
I don't know.
He's a stick. I don't know what that stick
Getting
is.
beaten
That's
by the
his
wife.
headset, probably.
Oh, okay. He's a stick.
Maybe he had a major malfunction of his inner colon, outer colon,
No, that was me earlier
the
today.
colon in general.
I have to replace 2 O-rings.
2 O-rings.
Jeez.
The inner and the outer.
Weird. Okay.
Voluntary and the involuntary O-ring. Both
We'll,
ways.
we'll just have Azildin pulling up the rear.
Rear Admiral.
Okay, so you guys cast a few spells on yourselves. Mage armor, it looks like, is the only spells that were cast.
There was a
Bark skin. There's a bark skin thrown up there.
Barkskin on Uker. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is going down
I will
first?
bless my +1 keen short sword.
Uka.
Wait, no, I won't. That's a bad idea. I will bless my longsword.
Okay. Right, you don't have your lance. It's sitting in the statue of Zeus.
I don't need it.
Who's going first? It's a marching order. Who's following?
Goker. I'm gonna be very close to last, if not
Okay.
last.
I also have a light on me, so.
Yeah, you guys can give yourselves light source. So, bing, there's your torch. Oberon's cast a light on himself. This is.
I have another light that I can cast on somebody else.
Sure, pick someone.
Galeth, you want a light?
Actually don't need one, but sure. If there's someone else, pick him, because I don't actually need it, but...
You can see
I
in the
don't.
dark?
No, but when I use my bonded weapon, it sheds light as a torch.
Oh, okay.
So
All right. So I don't need it. I already have a light source.
I think Uruk Cho might need one.
Huh. I didn't realize that. In the 15th and 16th centuries, they were fielding over half their armies and wearing full plate.
Okay, let's call it straight on game. Enough of the history lesson. It's cool, but
Okay, I'll try not to get distracted.
Minus
Monsters
10
instead.
I need a marching order as you guys are going down the steps. You can march 3 wide and still be in combat formation.
I will go first.
Okay, so you're behind Uker.
Oh, you're going first? I
Yeah, I'll go first.
I think I have another bark skin. Hold on. I'm just putting a sandwich
Who's
together.
quicker,
I'm sorry,
Uker
I'm
or Urikcho?
hungry bastard.
Because both of you said you're going first, so it's kind of like now up to speed.
Uker or who?
Urkcho.
Uker moves at 40.
I think Urkcho moves at 42, so they're equal move speed.
Okay, roll initiative. Unless one of you is going after you, sir.
I'll let the wolf go.
Okay.
Oh, Urksha's your wolf. I'm like, who the hell is that?
As Urkcho walks past you, he sort of shoulders you. Not violently.
Have fun with that.
Pushes
Dog's
up
gonna get
against
slapped.
you.
The dog's forgetting whose mouths.
Okay, you get bark skin. Now, who has the next crappiest?
Who gets Barkskin?
Is
You
she?
do. I'm putting it on your sheet.
Oh, on
Bark
me?
skin
Okay.
at this level, I think, is just +2.
Okay. Puts me at a...
You want Owl's Wisdom and Cat's
It's
Grace,
now
which
a
I'll give
wrestling
you
match
too.
between Uker and the dog.
I'll
dog
give you
loses that
wisdom.
one.
Very quickly.
So,
Yeah, dog doesn't win that one.
I'm gonna give you Cat's Grace and Owl's Wisdom, just not yet.
Who's... Oh, okay, so they're queued up. Alright, the spiral staircase descends into the darkness. You go down a full turn, and you realize that there's light coming down from further down below. It's a whitish light.
Good.
There's still dust all over the floor. You can see the footprints, Lemio, of the of the clay golem descended at least this far. Continues
Still
to go
going
down.
that way.
Okay. It goes down another full turn. You're probably about 60 feet below the level of the trap door. When you come to a landing.
All right.
Okay.
The spiral staircase comes from the left-hand side. The right-hand side is just an alcove. The alcove contains a simple basin of water and some pegs along the walls. It looks like there may have once been cloaks or things that hang from the pegs.
These are everlasting
There's
torches or something?
you do see around the corners that there are torches that are... how should we describe these? They are gems that are carved to look like flames, like a little kind of wisp of flame.
Oh, okay. This is a low-quality video game.
They are casting light like they were... give me a spellcraft. Yeah, like a low-quality 8-bit Atari, or like some sort of game, yeah.
Oh boy.
What did you get Zelda?
If anything has taught me, we need to light all these torches.
20.
26.
You have a you have one of these effects on your spell. While they're kind of like crystals, somebody has cast or worked continual light into them.
Like my staff.
Yep.
Okay.
We have continual light gem treasure.
What alignment is the light cast on it?
What alignment is the light
I
cast on it?
I just made that up.
Don't know how to respond to that question.
I attack the darkness.
I know how to respond. Ahmed, you're out.
Oh.
Shit, you're going home.
Good night, guys. Bye bye. All right, keep going. I'm not in the front.
Well, you guys can move your own miniatures. Okay. The light spreads down a hallway.
Stompworth, I miss you.
There are two strange alcoves to either side, and there are broken statues. They look like part pillar, part woman, but they're broken and shattered along the ground. You notice that there are 2 long swords that are buried amongst their rubble, as well as a broken axe.
I go to take the long swords.
There are 2 other gems in the
Hold on a second.
in the corners that are illuminating a very large room that has a slight, almost moaning because it's so big and perhaps so deep, drop.
Oh, that's not great.
And I'll expose a large part of the room.
So detect magic on these things, Marty?
Like it's making a noise.
Marty, detect magic on these things.
Okay. Curious, Galeth. The long swords are Voslandic in style.
I take them.
Okay. Add 2 masterwork long swords to the party treasure.
Sure thing.
The statues are not magical, but
Not
it did look like they stepped out of like a place where they were standing and then moved around, and there's a scuffle and there's a bunch of broken bits.
Okay. Knowledge, religion. Do I recognize the faces of these women?
They actually are chiseled similar. They don't look like women that you know.
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. Just wondering. All right, just statues of golem stuff. All right.
Okay, so you're up there looking. I think Oberon's gonna also
That's
have a
me.
look.
That's me up here. I think these were just golems. They were fighting whatever there was here.
The floor is very smooth. At one time, it might have been polished, and the stone is cut very, very fine, almost like too fine to have been chiseled. Like it's got that like expensive lobby sort of marble look. The shininess on top of the marble along the sides. There's a little bit of gold gilt along the trim along the top and the bottom, and it's a very large chamber. The ceiling here is at least 20 feet.
Okay.
And it does open up into the large well-like area with the sucking sound of like movement of air.
All right.
Oberon's going to go have a look at the statues.
Yeah.
And Cyrix gave me this idea to include this monster last game, or a couple games ago. He mentioned this creature.
These things that we're looking at?
Yep.
Huh.
So you said there's 2 long swords and an axe.
I took the long swords. The axe is broken.
The axe is broken?
The axe is like off its hinge. It looked like it was once a nice Voslandic style battle axe, but
okay. Is there any dirt or sand or anything here that would let me help? That would let me do survival?
a scuffle happened here long ago. You can roll survival if you want.
I want to see what steps kept going that way.
Yep. I believe these are called caryatid golems, or caryatid columns.
31.
What does it do?
Okay, I'll get to your 31 in a second, Ahmed.
Cool.
They are minor golems. Oh, caryatid column? Caryatid. These ones are the minor variety. While they're pretty strong, I wouldn't bet on them against Uka. They do carry the common golem quality of being immune to magic. They can disguise themselves as statues. Likely whoever fought them here didn't realize it until they were upon them. And they also have a very strong penchant for breaking people's weapons.
Actually sounds sportsmanlike, that's what that is.
How were they smashed?
Okay. Well, you were
That's part of my
you were-
questions.
You were first survivaling to see what walked through here. So you take a moment to look at that. Let's answer that question. What was your survival there? 31.
31.
Yeah. You do see signs that the golem creature wandered through the rubble and kept on going.
But the golem creature did not use an axe.
No.
What smashed these statues?
There are signs that he stepped on the rubble and kept on going.
Ah, okay. Are there signs of another footprint that went through here? Or just his?
With a 31, the fight between whatever killed the Caryatid golems happened much longer ago than the
golem.
The golem.
Okay, that's fine. How are they smashed? Is there like a weapon that I can see?
Okay, so now
Are you
you're
doing
starting to
survival?
D&D CSI what killed the golem.
Well, I want to see what
Sure.
weapon that if they didn't have an axe, they had something else. What did they have?
Yep.
Another one.
Boring. I'm gonna go up here.
Another roll, Marty.
Yeah.
14. I'll get rid of the low results.
You see chips and like areas where they were struck by something of force that shattered the stone. You're guessing hammers or.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay. Galwith. Oh yeah, this thing goes down really far.
Are you guys gonna move your characters?
If you select Galith's token, you can see how far Galith can see. It's got that nice golden gilt all around it. There's not a lot of panels here. Like there are no. There's no art down here. You get the sense that this place is quite old, but also really important by how fine the stonework and how fine the walls were cut. The no railing, no banister, well down kind of catches your breath a little bit. You don't know how far it goes down, but it's definitely going beyond your light, Galith.
I just went around and put torches in all the torches.
No, don't do that. They're not lit.
Oh, sorry. Oops. Give me 1 second. I'll make it all go away.
Yeah.
There. Done.
Okay. Does Locrick as well?
Oops.
Thanks for helping out, but no thanks.
Marty, I'm gonna keep these 3 guys together. Okay.
Yep.
The NPCs.
Yep, that's fine.
I'll just move them again.
What is this place?
Not sure.
That's about
Perhaps.
20,000 gold pieces worth of golems just lying here broken. About how much for the swords? Maybe 600, 700 gold.
Look, there's
For the briefest
there's
of moments, Galith, like kind of when you peered over the edge a little bit, you thought you saw a flickering light just really, really far down.
I will light a torch
Okay.
and toss it down the well.
methane well.
Kaboom!
Next campaign.
Nice.
Just close the books and turn everything off.
A house in Mississauga recently exploded. Was it last week? I think a house exploded in Mississauga, and it blew up like the 3 homes in like a radius of 3 homes. Boom.
How far out are you throwing the torch?
Into the middle of the hole, if I can.
Okay.
Trying to make attack roll.
Yeah, sure. Critical
You can burn
fumble, you
yourself.
fall off your fucking...
Yeah, right, I fall off my fucking horse. I mean, wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the
campaign
first.
just for Galeth.
We need a new guardian.
13.
Yeah. Okay. So, with a mighty toss, the torch goes flickering into the middle and disappears into the dark and starts to plummet. It goes down about 200 feet before striking what looks like a bubble. It bounces off the bubble and then disappears for probably another 200 feet when it hits finally bottom.
Bubble.
The bubble is like a 15-foot diameter circle of stone 200 feet down. Like some sort of pillar in the middle of this place. And the bubble was on top of that pillar. Maybe about 15 feet diameter as well. And you thought you saw something in the bubble. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
And I'll just draw a blue...
4!
Yeah, you don't know what it is. It was hard to tell what it was. But you definitely saw that there was something there, about 200 feet down.
What is it?
Don't know. I didn't get a good look at it.
No, it's more like this. It's got like the bubble is kind of right on top of it. It's like a hemisphere on top of the pedestal that is really slender and.
Well, it's outside of lightning bolt range, so there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, so this is minus 200 feet, and then the ground is minus 400 feet. And
Okay.
your torch you think that there might be rubble down there.
Okay.
You just see your torch flickering way the hell down. Look on Adam's
So you're-
faces.
How long did you say?
Expressions.
Okay, question. How long did you say this was? How far was?
I can't hear you over the sound of all this noise.
All these children outside.
Yeah, right.
you
There's a bunch of drunk people outside my
You
window.
do see on the corners that there are some of those gems, but they don't appear to be lit. Like they're not radiating light. However, there are two suspicious-looking statues in the shape of pillars. Give me a
Where?
perception check.
Oh, good God. Oh, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Hold on a
6.
second.
6. So even with the +4, you're having a hard time discerning whether they're actual animate or not. They're just covered in dust. They look like pillars.
There. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Lokrik's following.
Uker was trying to figure out a way to get light onto that,
Oh, well, no,
The hemisphere?
everyone just stop moving.
Yeah.
I've got it. Just hold on a second. Lemmy pulls out a tiny rope, and he enlarges it. Actually, Uker, hold on to this end. Don't let
You're
go of the
using your
sand.
troll gut rope? Is that what
Yeah,
you're using?
350 feet.
He's got this really icky rope.
Do not let go of this rope at the end. Anyways, he
You know, like
He-
the cartoon rope sound, like...
yeah.
And it feels like a tube with, like, soft, squishy stuff in it. Like, it's really icky.
You don't want to know. I know what you're thinking. You don't want to know. Trust me. Just don't ask questions.
No,
Alright,
all
so-
skinned animals. I know what that is.
Just don't tell the big guy. All right? Freak out. So he'll.
The big guy's covered in dragon shit.
These two caryatid columns have two longswords, one apiece, Galeth, and their longswords are kind of held downwards. Their hands on
Okay.
the pommels.
Interesting.
Yeah. The longswords do look Vosgardian in design.
Voslandic, alright.
Oh, so yeah.
Why don't I just throw
Vosgard's
bomb
the world, Voslandic the main country.
at it?
What?
The hemisphere.
Yeah, you're not. You saw the beginning of a chamber beyond. It's just your light didn't.
I'm gonna keep
Hey,
exploring.
you want to throw the bomb at what?
The thing down hole.
Why don't we just? All right, do whatever you want to do. Let me. Whatever. He's gonna take. He's gonna walk over here.
I'm holding your rope.
You get just around the corner when you see that there is a smashed Caryatid golem, but this golem seems to have something wrong with it, and it's just sort of rolling around on its side when your light kind of appears over it, and then it turns and it's starting to roll towards you.
Oh, initiative, I suppose.
It's
busted
active
legs.
and prone, but yeah, its legs are busted. Let's just roll.
That's funny.
Here we go. Crap.
So basically, I'm going to make it fight in the prone position.
That's funny.
It is pretty funny. I like that.
I would not like that if it happened to me.
Okay, I rolled a 10 for the golem, so it gets a 8.9. Luker,
I roll an 18.
Oberon. I will roll for Oberon. Somebody want to control Lokrik this battle?
I can control Lokrik for this battle. I'll roll for him.
Galeth?
I got a 4. Lokrik got a 6.
Lemio?
I got a
14.
19. Someone put that in for me. I gotta bring up my combat sheet again.
Lemio?
14.
14.
I'm just gonna put it.
Okay.
You got it? Okay.
And then
Thanks.
I'm going to add Alerted Guardian. To the initiative sheet. If you really insist.
It's setting off an alarm, obviously.
Open up 2. And the Alerted Guardian Scarf.
Scarf. No, is he fabulous?
Is that a puppy? Do you have a puppy?
Fabulous.
Oh, hi, puppy.
Fabulous.
Oh.
Oh, that's the new dog.
That's the new puppy.
Aw. Is it a boy or a girl?
It is a girl.
Girl. Oh, she loves you. That's very cute.
Oh yeah, that's weird. Wait, you have 2 girls? 2 female dogs?
Yep.
Why wouldn't you get a male dog instead?
So they don't have puppies?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you want to have puppies? That'd be awesome.
that's a lot of work.
No, they're
It's a lot
not.
of work.
Arf,
It's like having kids, but like times 8.
It was described very well, actually, in the car on the way back from the museum. The dogs learn a hell of a lot faster than children, but they plateau much sooner.
Zildin, you're the first to react, as Sir Galeth has obviously uncovered something potentially hostile.
By potentially, he means 100%.
I mean,
Double move. Well, okay, so that's 70. Wait, oh, that's fine. I'm not measuring. That's fine.
Yeah, this is back to proper scale.
yay.
Are you running into the well?
And away I go. Ha ha ha.
Enough of this bullshit.
Fuck you.
Why can't I see anything?
Because
How do I change my vision?
I will change
right.
it for you.
Yeah. Config.
You have low light.
Dark
Do you have dark?
No, I've got dark vision 60 feet now and low light.
There you go. There, you have to pick one or the other. You have to sort of alternate between the two for whichever one's more advantageous.
I'll fix that for future. I'm just not gonna do the fiddling
Right now.
and
All right.
config now. There's a way to do it.
The easiest way to do it is actually click on somebody like Oberon with low light when you want to see what you can see with low light.
It's a good way of. It's a good workaround, Adam. I'll fix the feature later.
That's his full movement.
Okay, so Zildin goes running around the circle. Uker?
Uker is going to drink his mutagen, and he's going to not drink the shield. He's just going to mutagen up because we don't know what's going on.
Okay.
But being stronger is better.
Romeo?
Did Uker... I take the rope from Uker.
Okay.
Bloody hell! Why do we have to keep rushing through this crap? So he'll 5 foot take the rope.
Okay.
Standard.
And
It's a move.
A move to take the
As a
rope, but
move?
standard to stow it.
Yeah, sure. That's it.
The Caryatid Golem goes rolling at Sir Galeth. Its movement rate is 20. Normally when you're prone you only move 5, so 5, 10. It's doing this awkward flipping around on the ground towards you. It's got its sword out. It kind of looks hostile.
It's a good time for coming right for us.
Oberon is going to cast shield from his wand and then move. Can someone move him up 30? Actually, he's going to cast
Sure.
Expeditious Retreat and move up 60.
Boop, 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 boop. There you go. Whoops. There.
Why didn't you say there were 2 more of them over here? He's pissed. He's pissed now.
Wouldn't you assume they would be?
Understand us.
Expeditious Retreat. Okay. Just put that on the token. As the party is still learning how to do dungeon. Lokrik. Lokrik's gonna start Bard's song? Does he want to make a lot of noise?
Everyone, we're here on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's reasonable at this point.
Expeditious Retreat, so he can outmaneuver these things?
Actually, that is better.
Okay.
Let's have him do that.
5 feet. Moves at 5 feet.
I'll put that on. his
Oh,
token.
he also moves at 20. That's the kicker right
Galeth.
Ta-dun, 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 ta-dun. Ride by attack.
The weird thing about the Caryatid Golem is it's got a face on each side.
That is weird. Ride by attack, wheeling charge. I hit you here, and I keep going.
Do you have enough space to 10-foot move before the turn?
Yes, I was here.
And then... Oh, I guess... No, yeah, you don't have a lance, you have a sword. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a sword.
Okay. A prone Caryatid column has an AC of 10.
So don't roll a 1. I got you.
We should just throw them down the pit.
I would agree with that.
That's
with
all
that.
you need to do.
Don't roll a 1. I didn't roll a 1. Excellent. So...
Okay, it's got DR5, nothing.
So it's only double damage in this case. There's no bard song, it's just... Make sure I'm doing this calculation right. Power attack, strength bonus. Yeah, okay, cool. 24 damage, and then minus 5 is 19 damage.
19, so it already had damage, so 39, and then what are you attacking with?
It's a longsword.
Okay. Whenever a character strikes a Caryatid column with a weapon, magical or non-magical, the weapon takes 3d6 points of damage.
Oh, alright.
So your weapon reverberates and cracks. It takes 10 damage. Apply the weapon's hardness normally. A weapon that takes any amount of damage in excess of its hardness gains the broken condition automatically.
So it's fine.
How much damage did it take?
10.
36?
So it didn't get through the
Get
hardness.
through hardness.
Okay,
So-
so bang! You did notice that there was a weird reverberation for it, and your sword was kind of making a weird noise. But the good construction and magic of your sword hold true. A big crash for 19 damage into it. It is still mobile. You took a big chunk out of it, though.
Alright.
Okay. Top of the round. Zildin.
All right. Yeah. He will cast Abundant Ammunition on an adamantine arrow,
Okay.
and 5-foot step. Fire said arrow at.
Isn't casting a spell standard?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Doesn't need to get any closer.
I just realized something. I forgot to apply my dealie. I don't even know this. I don't even know if this creature can be affected by this, but it does. It is a thing that happens. When hit by a mounted charge, you must make a Fortitude saving throw DC 10 plus half your character level plus your Strength modifier, or be staggered for a number of rounds equal to your tier.
I don't think constructs can be staggered.
You don't think they can't be staggered? Okay.
I will check though.
I have a new feat. I want to use it. They're immune to stunning, bleed, disease, death effects, necromancy, paralysis, poison, sleep, ability damage, ability drain, fatigue, exhaustion, energy drain, non-lethal damage.
You know what? I guess
Immune to any effect that requires a Fortitude save, unless the effect also works on objects or is harmless.
Got it.
That's where it stops it.
Stagger the potato. Do it.
You're staggered, potato.
Uker, what do
You
you
can
got?
only take a move or standard action.
Uker is going to. Interesting. Guess we are going around. He's going to double move, I guess. There we go.
Okay, you see two of these unmoving statues.
Are those good ones or bad ones?
Give me a perception check. Perception check. You add 4 because you were warned, I guess.
28.
Oh, you can see them twitching. It's like they're about to like step off their pedestals.
Stand behind me.
Lemio.
Oh yeah. I guess it was reactive, so I would go there for the last 5 feet.
Oh god, you guys. Hey, you guys.
Aw.
Alright.
Mama doesn't like fightings.
Army is gonna go 60 feet. Step properly. There we go. Why are we so disorganized? This is really not a good start, for the for our constellation. We really should work together here.
And you notice that the women's faces are kind of, they're open and it's like they're singing, but you can hear this really, really faint and high-pitched sound coming out of it. Urektro does not like the noise, even though most of you in the room can't really hear those tones. And then you hear them coming off their pedestals here, as well as over on the side. And then they will finish their movement. Taking a move action to get down off their pedestals, and then they move at 20. Raising their swords. Now that all of them are activated, they shut their mouths in unison, and they will start attacking on their turn next round. Alerted Guardian, Oberon. Oh, right. Oberon doesn't have anything to attack Caryatic columns. It's too bad we didn't have our reverse Medusa, says Oberon. He's
We turn them into jelly.
Yes.
Jelly sounds good and squishy.
He's going to cast a shield spell from his wand after moving way back. Coward.
There's the other two over there.
Stay out of the way, wizard.
Yeah. Holding his wand in his hand that he
Machine
doesn't want
expression.
broken. Lokrik.
Charge this thing.
John?
Oh, Lokrik. I think it's time for Bard Song. We are now fighting Petra.
Okay.
And I think
The strange acoustic of the room and kind of his bard song's kind of getting swallowed up by the gaping, moaning well.
I think the smart move now is to reposition to here to protect the wizard.
Okay. I got the sword. Galeth.
Fuck you.
You turn around and go charging the other one. Coming in and striking with your sword, AC 10.
Yes, sir. I think it's, again, don't
Did
roll
it
a 1.
move or did it not move?
It did not move, actually.
Yeah, so basically... Oops.
Whoa. That's not how far I was.
I was just pulling you back. Dink, dink, dink.
Okay.
It's rolling towards you, trying to slash at you.
Can I get past it?
Do you have right by attack?
Yeah, but I don't think I can... Well, I don't know if I can move through its space, though.
Normally I think if they go beside, or be way bigger than that.
Excuse me.
I guess I could just do that.
Is that difficult terrain?
You
Because it's
would
squeezing?
have to make a acrobatics check for Cho.
Not worth
Okay.
it.
Wait, hold
All
on.
right. See you later.
Before I
Paladin.
agree to that, give me a second.
Good night, Paladin. Fare thee well.
See, what the worst that could possibly happen is you fall 200 feet, smack this thing, take your 20d6, bounce
fall
off,
another.
fall again,
Right.
and
Right.
take another 20d6 when you hit the bottom.
Is there a limit to how many d6 you can take? Is it 20?
Yes.
It's 20d6. Your terminal velocity,
Per
essentially.
bounce.
Yeah, right. Per bounce. Per bounce.
Ooh, someone knew exactly what they were doing.
Alright, well,
That's
I guess I'll
150
just...
damage.
Yeah. That Simpsons episode where
Let,
Yeah.
all you
falls
hear
off
is
the cliff.
Lemmy yelling down as you die.
Ah,
I
ah.
told you so.
I guess I'll just charge him. I don't have to...
Nobody likes a smart ass.
You strike it with your blade.
27 damage, 22 damage.
22.
Doesn't get through hardness.
Yeah, it falls to pieces, and it does 6 damage to your sword, which is absorbed by the hardness of the blade.
Those of us using polearms should whack these things.
I guess I can actually keep going now because it's dead.
Yep.
So I will.
Yeah, you don't have to charge in a straight line, and you can
Yeah,
make.
I get to make a turn after my attack.
Okay, yeah, it looked like 2 straight lines. Uker.
Uker is going to 5-foot step back. As a move action, draw a bull's strength and a shield potion. As a standard action, chug-a-lug, motherfucker, chug-a-lug. And by potion, I mean infusion.
Okay. And you're sure that this power allows infusions to?
Yep.
I may have a look at that later, but it's fine. Crazy. Lemio.
Alchemists, man.
Well, Lemmy's gonna get the hell out of there.
You could jump.
Perfect.
Well, it looks like you're jumping there.
Thanks for helping me out there, Marty.
No problem.
Run over here,
Somebody
back over
did.
there.
You should have got the pushy golems, like the dump truck golem, to just sort of the plow golem.
What makes you think that these things won't try that if you're standing near the edge?
Oh, they might.
Alerted Guardian Scarf. Okay, it doesn't do anything. Caryatid Golems. We forgot Isildan. Sorry, we missed him. Isildan, what are you doing?
That's right.
Alright, I thought so. He's gonna flurry on Caryatid Column 1.
Okay, bunch of arrows go in front of Uker.
And these are adamantine.
Yep, unfortunately this DR is just 5-0.
Oh, well. Fuck them then.
Start shooting the walls, break stuff. Screw you.
And their AC while standing up is 14.
Yeah. Hit and hit.
It's like they want to be hit.
Yeah.
Because they do.
Yeah.
8.
Hey, your arrows just explode when they hit her.
And Birdsong is going?
Bardsong is going.
Alright.
Shattered.
His name? Ah, what happened here? Plus 11. 22. Oh, minus 10 is... There we go. That's with DR. Any second, Modron. Go ahead. Anytime now, Modron.
Take your time.
You use big D's, that's why it's not
Oh, for... Really?
lowercase
Yeah,
d for
dude.
die rolls.
I have a big D. You can use a small D.
I knew that was going to come up. Somehow I knew.
If it's not a lance,
21
it's D's.
damage.
Is that
here.
including the damage reduction?
That's including damage reduction.
Wow, okay, that's significant. It's not bloodied yet, but there are 2 broken bits of arrows that have exploded against its side. Chips of stone flying everywhere.
Oh, no, it's a creature. Never mind.
Alerted Guardian. Okay, all of you guys in this chamber hear a little bit further off these super heavy footfalls going cling, 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 cling. It got louder and then it got quieter
What?
from way up here.
Maybe it's got reverse sound physics.
Oh, I'm also gonna, 5-foot step out of Gallows' way because he's a charger.
Actually, you don't have to. I can charge right through you.
Yeah. You know what? As
I would have to
Azilius,
step out of Gallus' way, so he's a charger.
You offended me.
Is that part of the
Wheeling charge is part
Wheeling
of
charge?
the... I can
Yeah.
charge through
nice.
allies, which we've ruled are allies smaller than my mount.
Oberon bull rushes Lemio. I mean, mage fight.
Stop it! Stop! This range?
No,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
gonna go over and give heroism. Wait, he doesn't cast heroism. He
Let's
casts.
go over and beg for heroism.
What can he do to help out? Not a whole lot. This is when the wizards leave the dungeon saying, "This dungeon's no fair for wizards."
I'll join the fight.
When you
I'll
get
join
to the
fight.
4th chamber full of golems, and then they go, hey, "Here's a zombie."
or like a vermin. But I'm a charmer.
Fuck.
Yeah, Oberon's just tense. That's his go. He's tense. Lokrik. Lingering his song, and then John.
He's lingering his song. He moved over here. Let me see if he has any
wait.
spells that would be useful here, because I
Lemmy
think
said
when
wait.
well, he's not going to attack, but I need something to make
Give
sure
me some
that
space in front of them, is what Lemmy says.
they don't get slaughtered. He's got mythic power attack now, which is pretty cool. Where are his spells? Oh, there they are. Okay.
Zildin couldn't
Grease.
have seen them until they moved over, so I'm just going to drop a Zildin down in initiative. It was like you're waiting for them to come into view to just after them, Mark. Is that okay?
Sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah, it's fine.
pop a grease on Caryatid column 4, so it kind of fills up this space right here.
Excuse me.
Grease, I think, is a
Might need to
close
get
spell.
closer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too far.
25
well,
feet,
then
5 feet